We're live.
We're fucking posting that.
Posted what? We didn't post our poster
Yeah, I'll do it
on all the things that we had to do today. We forgot to do one of them.
Sorry.
Well, our regulars are going to come through for us. So that's what's what. You guys already know we're here. And so tell your friends that we're here too. We have a special guest today, Ayden's Alliance. It's going to be a very important conversation. So say hi if you're here. What's up? What's up, Bob? Oh, that's such a good flyer. You should post it now.
I am.
Okay.
They changed things, so I don't know how to.
So, yeah, we're posting the flyer now. If you're here, say hello. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
We have run out of wraps.
So we have a bizong.
We have a bizong. We have had zero sleep. 4 hours. 4? 3. 3? 4.
3. We'll go 3.
Okay, so.
Doesn't matter anymore.
Doesn't matter anymore. What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh, well, thanks for letting us know who you are and where you're coming in here from. It's your cousin. It's your cousin? Cousin? Yes.
Oh, yeah, cousin.
What's up, Kelly? It's about that time, you guys. Okay. You are about to get highly educated with You're about to get highly educated with the Cannabis Closet with Canna Queen and MJ. This is an adult content show with no limitations on subject, language, or actions. Opinions, views, and expressions may or may not be that of the host and their subsidiaries. If you are not sure what we are thinking, you can just ask us, or you can take a good look at our faces because we will let you know that way too. It is time to get this session started. Thanks for rolling up and showing up, and enjoy the show. You guys, we're already stupid stoned.
Tired too. Like, let's not we are hotboxing the scamp.
We're hotboxing the scamp.
Our little half gram definitely made it a whole lot more. And then we've got the bizong.
This has been a crazy trip. We're back in Denver. We made it.
Which is an understatement. If you
guys, okay, let's start at the beginning. We had some issue with the reservation for the van. So it took us back about an hour longer, 2 hours, hour and a half longer than we were expecting to get our rental van. So we didn't get on the road until what time was it?
1 o'clock, 2 o'clock?
I think it was 1 or 2 o'clock, yeah. And it wasn't a bad trip. It was just we had to get used to driving this van. We had a Sprinter van. It was empty too, so there's no weight load in it.
You want to know what we found at the very end of our trip? Yeah, so we're in a Sprinter van. We can't see anything. Everything's a blind spot. No rear view. And we brought our own speaker because we knew with our phones we probably wouldn't have the right connections.
Well, because we are.
That too. We're on 3 hours of sleep. 3 hours of sleep after driving and hanging out in St. Louis all week. And I only got a total of 7 hours of sleep.
We did 2 days
before that. So my cumulative sleep hours for this week, I think, is about 24.
Yeah, we did not sleep in St. Louis. We were going. So we kind of told this story on Wednesday. Well, we get to the hotel. It's a Marriott. You think it's a Marriott. It's going to be fine. They're a chain, right? Yo, why they treat us like garbage from the second we walked in? I think they were profiling us, yo.
So Yeah, we found out really quickly that we were booked in the affluent, gentrified, whatever you want to call it, area. So that as two women not knowing where we were in St. Louis, we felt safe. That's what our booking agent thought was the best. And so we went along with their suggestion. Yeah, those MFers profiled us.
Yeah.
We,
You know, I don't go nowhere dressed like anything other than who I am or anybody other than who I am. So I'm always dressed like this. There's like, I mean, I have a weed leaf tattooed on my eye. So there's no mistaking what I'm in favor of. So we came in and, you know, I had my joggers on and my hoodie probably or something. I don't know, a jacket that has all the stuff. And she was not nice to me. Now, she also didn't probably want to work. We called her.
they got the message about night audit or whatever the fuck.
We called in and we were like, we're going to be late. But so we showed up at our hotel in St. Louis at like 4 in the morning, which we have a tendency to do, rolling in at 4 a.m. What you going to do about it? So we rolled in at 4 a.m. We got our stuff, but we had a hard time parking. So they had us park in front of a dumpster. There's a whole thing. We asked about it like several, like, are you sure this is cool? Are you sure that you're not going to wake us up in 2 hours to move this vehicle? And they woke us up in 2 hours to move the vehicle. They banged on our door. Like they were banging on our door and calling us. So it was like,
got the call.
We got it. You know, like what's the problem? So then when we got to the room, this is before they woke us up. We got to the room, we're checking everything out, and fucking there's trash under our cabinet. What's up, Schnooks? There's trash under our cabinet, and it's like food trash, and it's been there for a minute. So it smells. And so when we get up and we were like, we don't want to fuck with this right now. So we get up in the morning and we asked them to please have somebody come take care of it. And they said no. Are we in a hotel? What are we at? Where are we at? Like, is this a self-checkout hotel? Is this a self-service hotel? Right? Is that what you call it? Is this like, are they, I was going to say, I don't think that's how you spell it. Is this like, you know what I'm saying? Is this like the self-checkout at the grocery store? Now I got to do it myself. I got to do everything myself. So somebody else's trash was in there. All I wanted them to do was move it. We get into this whole back and forth about it because they don't like the fact that I say fuck every once in a while. So that's a whole thing. And then they end up kicking us out of this hotel. Like they wasted half of our day and they end up kicking us out of this hotel and calling the cops on us to get out of this hotel because they didn't want to come get our trash out of the hotel. That trash is probably still sitting there, y'all. So we get into the Homewood Suites by Hilton, and it's nice. They're so accommodating. They love Nugget. There's one guy that actually telecommunicated with Nugget. I'm not going to lie to you. It was a weird situation. He was like telling me things about my dog that nobody told him. So, like, okay, dog whisperer. But they were really nice. We even left them a little sample of our water. I was gonna say soda. It's not soda. It's water. We left them a little sample of our water, and it was a fantastic thing. So then, but we ended up leaving at like noon or after, and then we stopped in Kansas City to see our friend Nicole. Nicole Urban was on our Women's Wednesday show. Definitely check that show out. So we stopped to see her for a few, and then got back on the road with a van full of drinks. And we got to our hotel at 4 a.m. You guys, when I tell you that I don't know what the full moon was trying to do to us, we get here at 4 a.m. The guy says, don't worry about it. I just have to finish this up. As soon as I finish this up, I'll get y'all checked in. I was like, cool. He's like, you have a reservation? I said, yeah, I have a reservation. We called, let you guys know we were running late. He said, okay. So he said, okay.
Hey, girl.
And it was like, hey, what's up, Cannabistic? And it was like 11:30 in the morning on the 20th, which was Sunday, that we called and said, hey, we're going to be way the fuck late. And then we rolled in at 4 a.m. And then he said, go ahead and unload. So we did. And then he says, oh, we don't have a reservation for you anymore.
You didn't check in.
You got bumped as a no-show on my night audit. And we don't have any rooms left.
And had I been told,
I would have made sure you didn't get. And I was like, are you shitting me right now? Because I cannot with this. So he says to me, listen, you guys, this is what I don't understand. Somebody explain this to me. He says to me that they don't have any rooms available, even though our room should still be available.
Go upstairs, babe.
I don't know. And then so then he says you book through a third party. I'm going to explain this to you too. We went to the website, but we didn't. So let me explain that in a minute. And then and they made us pay for another reservation. So I had to pay last night for a reservation. And I was like, it's going to take 7 to 10 days to refund me for my previous. Anyways, it was a whole thing. And then, you guys, so then he asks me, remember, he told me 10 minutes ago he didn't have no rooms available, right? Do I want a queen or 2 queens or a king? Well, if you don't have no rooms available, how do you have both? How do you have options? And I go, man, I don't care. Just put me in a room that I can sleep, that we want to go sleep. We've been on the road for 15 hours. Like, we want to be in bed. And so those are the plain. Yeah. Give it a go. So they got us booked in the room and everything. And then I dealt with that fiasco this morning, but I'm just tired of hospitality workers not really being so hospitable. Like, what in the world? What in the whole world is that? First of all, you don't have to like fucking pique my anxiety to make me feel good about what you're about to do for me. Like, if you're about to put me in a room that has a bed, then you don't have to pique my anxiety for me to appreciate it. I'm going to appreciate it regardless, right? So it's whatever. Oh, and so then you guys, you think I'm making this up? Guess what we found in the refrigerator when we got there? Somebody else's food, y'all. Just
at least it was in the refrigerator and didn't stink like garbage.
Yeah, at least it was in the refrigerator and didn't stink like garbage. So there's that. There's that part. There's that part for sure. But it's just been very exhausting. So then I was supposed to have to go do something for a job that I'm doing. And I guess exactly. And that got canceled, thank goodness. So we got like 3 hours of sleep before we had to get up and start working again. I know they were just leaving food for us. So we got up early and handled some business, and then we had to go unload the drinks, which we did, boss bitches, by ourselves. And then we took the van back to the rental car place, which was more pleasant because when we picked the van up, it was a whole thing, right? But when we dropped it off, he goes, "You just dropping it off?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "It's all I need from you." And I was like, "Phew, thank Jesus. Here's the keys. God, I don't want to deal with this anymore." And then we realized at I guess 1:30. It was probably 1:30. We realized that we had not eaten all day still. And we finally got back to the hotel, I want to say around 2:30. maybe 2, because I think we left around 2:30, 2:45 to come and do the recording here, and I'm also doing laundry. Thanks, Marla. Appreciate you. Holla. Yeah, so it's been crazy. And after the show today, we are definitely gonna get some sleep. We are opinions from all of our ride or dies. How do you feel about taking Wednesday off? We got show content. We have content we can put on. We have an idea for potentially, if I can get us into the lab, then might be able to do something there. I'm not sure. I would have to ask, but we do have things to talk about. But they can also wait until Monday. So take it off, homies. Yeah, I think we might. I think we might take the day off and just go do some inventory for our cans. What's everybody else think? We want your opinions for sure. And don't say that just because it's say it because you mean it. Say it from your chest. Say it from your chest. Do we have a pick? We don't have anything that we need here.
What do we need?
Oh, there is still. Oh, Jesus.
I'm a dog, y'all.
Jeez. She's looking at us like she did not just like bang up the whole table.
Her big old rump in the bump.
Thank you guys. We appreciate that. And we are going to take Wednesday off. But we'll be back on the following Monday with Hava Gardens.
Hava Gardens.
Yeah, and we're trying to make sure that we can secure V Castillo for the following Wednesday. So hopefully we'll be able to secure ourselves on her calendar for that day. But if not, like we said, we have plenty to discuss and talk about. So yeah, we're in the Scamp today. So happy to get back in my car because that van was, whoa, it wreaked havoc, man. We had so much fun in St. Louis, but I'll tell you, like 3 Ubers refused to pick us up because of my service animal. Oh yeah, dope. They're gonna be $5 a can, and right now you can just reach out directly to us. It's queenkittyllp@gmail.com. But we are going to have access to places where we can where you can just purchase it online and everything. We're just getting that all set up. But it'll be $5 a can. Plus, we're going to try to keep shipping costs low so we can calculate shipping and let them know. But yeah, just reach out to us and we will be happy to do that. They're great because they're just 10 milligrams. So they're really just like a quick, nice little dose. And if you drink a lot of water, you can get, a higher dose from it. But we are exploring doing higher CBD doses too, and other cannabinoids. But you will never see Delta 8 on our can, not on ours, not on our cans, because we just don't. We're not into it. But all the other ones, and right now Delta 9 is off the table right now because that requires licensure. But if we can find a way around that, then you'll see that. I'm talking to somebody about doing Delta 9 through a hemp situation. So maybe.
Sorry, I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. Like, my brain is the things aren't firing.
We're super fried. Connecting. But we do have a guest today.
We do have a guest today. I guess that's why we do have show notes. But I was gonna look up, and we haven't done our women's history, Black history recognition.
We didn't do that on Wednesday. You are correct about that.
What are we mad about? We're mad about we're mad about the crap parts of our trip, but also we had some really, really good, amazing parts. So it's almost like, sister did say it best when she's like, it's just the universe laying it down, letting we are on the right path, and we can either let that stumbling block wreck us, or we can hurdle over it. And so far we've hurdled over it. That's true. cop visits and all aside, we're here, we're back, we're safe. It even snowed, so
Yes.
woohoo. It was windy as crap trying to drive that thing back. It was scary last night.
Yeah, that wind was blowing us all over the place. All over the place.
But yeah, so again, we, so excited to get that going.
So I will pull up something while we're talking, but yeah, I think that I just am overall mad about the way hospitality workers have no hospitality etiquette. And I think part of it is, I don't think it's all training. I think part of it is they just don't give a damn. And I think it's the fault of, I think it's, like low wages and like, why should you care about, people always say like, oh, used to care about what you did and used to, but like the employers cared about you. They made sure that your family was taken care of. They make sure that, when the employers stopped caring about us is when we stopped caring about our jobs.
Yeah.
And so it's unfortunate. Like that one hotel, like honestly, I think we were profiled based on what we were wearing and everything like that, but they had one housekeeper
for this huge location. It was not just like a small, suite, whatever. Like I've seen all different size locations. This one was huge. It was, I don't even know how many floors. It doesn't matter. But one housekeeper wasn't enough. That's no. What are you talking about? Oh, but there's 4 managers sitting in the freaking back
doing
office, doing nothing.
They won't, like, for me. Okay, so for me, you guys, I've managed not a hotel property, but I've managed stores before. I've managed things before. If nobody is available to do the thing, then the manager does the thing.
Pitches in,
It's
the
how
Hampton
simple
that I
would it
was
have
used
been?
to. Yeah, they like the managers pitched in all the time. If they didn't have staff, if they didn't have cleaning staff, they were in the rooms.
But
like
how,
the
like, not
GMs
even to
of the
clean my whole
buildings,
room,
but,
not even to
like,
clean the whole room. Like, we were just asking them to clean a space in the room and disinfect it because we're living in plague times right now. And we were just like, hey, get this trash that's not ours and disinfect this little area because it stinks, right? And like the manager should have been like, I'll be right up. Period. I wouldn't have even called housekeeping. Honestly, I wouldn't have even called housekeeping.
Literally would have taken 5 minutes.
5 minutes tops. I wouldn't have even called housekeeping for that. I would have just grabbed a bottle of disinfectant
Like, let me
and
walk
some
you
gloves.
guys up and take care of that for you guys.
Yes. Why not? Why not? But we were profiled from the second we walked in. We're potheads. They didn't want to deal with us. They didn't want our money.
And we still run circles around those houses.
I mean, a million circles around. That's why we rolled in at 4 a.m. because we were working before we could leave. We had shit to do before we could leave. And we still had to leave. And we still had to get there. And we still had to do the thing. Right? So we did. That's what we did. Like, we had to get up on Wednesday morning, go get a sample of our drinks so that we could have them for the show, and get back and set up for the show. And we had a bunch of other stuff to do too. And we had to figure out how to get all that stuff done. After getting in at 4 a.m., after having to, so this was the day we had to switch hotels. So it ended up that we didn't even have time to rest for a second. So we had to switch hotels and then go and get, you know what I'm saying? So it was a long week, but we got it done because that's what women do.
We're here.
And we're here and we're exhausted.
We're gonna piece together our time lapse of us unloading the drinks.
Yeah.
Where we bossed it up.
No, you don't need a house cleaning certificate to bring a bottle of disinfectant up, and like, you didn't even have to scrub it. Just spray it in there. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to use it at this point. So like, I just want it to not stink. It's gross.
It doesn't matter. They failed. Fail.
Fail, Marriott. Fail.
444.
444. I have women's and Black History today.
Let's do it.
Okay, this is from Black Wall Street USA. If you guys don't follow them on Facebook, definitely should. There's a lot of facts that you can find on that page, and you can learn some shit. So that's where I get a lot of this stuff. Okay, so this is about legendary performer Nina Simone. She sang a mix of jazz, blues, and folk music in the 1950s and 60s. A staunch civil rights activist, she was known for tunes like Mississippi Goddam, Young, Gifted, and Black, and For Women. Nina Simone studied classical piano at the Juilliard School in New York City, but left early when she ran out of money. Performing in nightclubs, she turned her interest to jazz, blues, and folk music, and released her first album in 1957, scoring a top 20 hit with the track I Loves You Porgy. In the 1960s, Simone expanded her repertoire in exemplary fashion while becoming identified as a leading voice in the civil rights movement. She later lived abroad and experienced major mental health and financial issues, though she enjoyed a career resurgence in the 1980s. Simone died in France on April 21st, 2003. She was born Eunice Kathleen Waymone on February 21st, 1933, in Tyrone, North Carolina. Nina Simone took to music at an early age, learning to play piano at the age of 3 and singing in her church choir. Simone's musical training over the years emphasized classical repertoire along with lines of Beethoven and Brahms. With Simone later expressing the desire to have been recognized as the first major African American concert pianist. Her music teacher helped establish a special fund to pay for Simone's education, and after finishing high school, the same fund was used to send the pianist to New York's famed Juilliard School of Music. Simone taught piano and worked as an accompanist for other performers while at Juilliard, and she eventually had to leave when she ran out of funds. Moving to Philadelphia, she lived with her family there in order to save money and go to a more affordable music program. The career she took in her career, she took an unexpected turn when she was rejected from Curtis Institute of Music in Philadelphia. She later claimed the school denied her admittance because she was African American. Turning away from classical music, she started playing jazz and blues in the city clubs, Atlantic City clubs, in the 1950s. Before long, she started singing along with her music at the behest of the bar owner. She took the stage name Nina Simone. Nina, derived from the Spanish word niña, came from a nickname used by her then boyfriend, while Simone was inspired by French actress Simone Signoret. The performer eventually won over such fans as writers Langston Hughes, Lorraine Hansberry, and James Baldwin. So yeah, that's just a little bit about Nina Simone. There's like a whole long thing. We would be here for some time.
A few more minutes.
That went on
look
and
her
on.
up. She's an amazing voice, amazing artist. Love her. So much energy and like just soul and.
It looks like The Amazing Nina Simone is a documentary about her life, released in 2015. And What Happened, Miss Simone, from Netflix. It was also released. So I don't know if that's still on Netflix, but you can check and see. But yeah, definitely check her out. So
Sweet.
amazing woman. She's amazing. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we got 10 more minutes before our guest will be here. You want to run our little advertisement?
Yeah, let's do an advertisement. Advertisement. I haven't made a new banner for this, but let's start here. As always, this show is brought to you by CQLLC, Cannabis Consulting and Education, www.cq-llc.com. Customer service, cqllc@gmail.com. 970-426-5985 is where you can reach us. We are a cannabis consulting company and education. We do hands-on training with the employees. We can help you with build outs. We can help you with applying for your license, all of those things and everything in between. We're also recently approved to teach responsible vendor training in the state of Colorado. To be responsible vendor training certified for your team, you have to take the class through a certified vendor, which is CQ LLC. Who delivery drivers and hospitality workers are required to take the course. However, everybody else is not a requirement, but it could be used as a mitigating factor to any type of administrative violation that you might receive. So it's something that would be really smart to have for you and your team. Give us a call, 970-426-5985. I promise we will be extremely enthusiastic to teach you about all the laws in Colorado.
Right, you get to learn all the boring stuff in the most fun ways.
In the most fun ways. The show is also brought to you by our King Palm code, kingpalm.com, 15% off. Use our code KPTCCPMAR15. If you love King Palms like I love King Palms, go ahead and get your order on. Go get 15% off of those King Palms. And we haven't made a banner for it yet because we're going to make a whole new background for it. But this show is also brought to you and sponsored by Queen Kitty Seltzers. Pop this kitty.
No.
Queen Kitty Seltzers. Pop this kitty. They are coming soon to a location near you. We're going to get them into all of the stores that we can get them into. If there's a store that you want to get them into, give us a call, give us a shout. We'll look into getting them into those stores near you. We're also going to have an availability to order online in the very near future. They're going to be $5 a can on the retail market. They're 10 milligrams of CBD. There is no yak in the back. There's no extra flavor. So this is just terpenes and water. That's it. Some bubbles. Terpenes, water, and bubbles. That's all you get in there.
And us. You get us.
And you get us. Get a little
Besides.
education on the can with every can. So we have 3 educational facts, 1 for each flavor. So get your original cans today. We're already working on version 2.
Everything's going to be bigger.
Everything's going to be bigger, so you'll be able to read it a little bit better.
You can find the information. It'll be on the website too. So, yeah, we're super stoked.
Yeah, check out solo.co/Queen Kitty Seltzer for more information. And yeah, let us know if you want to get an order. We'll get one together for you. For sure. Can't talk right now.
I know.
Yeah, we did so we did some what do you call it? Some time lapse of us unloading those cans into our storage unit today. Man, it's just been a day. I was just looking outside. You had a conversation with your current employer, and you were having that meeting, and I was watching the snowfall outside, and I was like, come on, man. I knew he was talking. I knew he was like going on and on. I was like, come on, man. I know what you're doing over there. We got to go.
I know. I even started it early. I started.
Yeah, you did. You were like, let me get on now because I'm ready now.
I know.
So
like Monday's probably work day.
Yeah.
Meaning this work day.
Yeah, we take the day off from everybody else because we have to work. We have to make time to work for ourselves.
He's taking off for Nepal too, so he just wanted to touch base before he left. So, and we have to have more conversations about finding my replacement. So.
And more conversations about Nepal.
So, yeah, so I have to
manifest.
Be responsible and do my job without. Yeah, that's the thing. I was like, I want a whole set of singing bowls. So, he has a whole set of singing bowls tuned to all of the chakras.
I want to replenish the seeds that I was given years ago that somebody convinced me that they were going to grow for me and then didn't. I lost those seeds that he gave me.
I have more.
So upset.
I have some more that I've.
I want to just look. Can we just go get our own?
But yes, we can go. Yeah, we can go. Yes, get our own. But yeah, I wanted to. So he has a whole set of singing bowls that are tuned to the chakras, and I was like, I want my own set of. I have one tuned to the heart chakra, but I want the whole set. And he's like, he carried his back, and I was like,
can we mail it? Like, what does that look like? What does postage on that look like?
But he's like, yeah, so we're talking October, so we're manifesting that for Nepal and for ourselves, and so stay tuned for that. We'll have some more information about that.
What if we came to you live from Nepal? We would have to be up at like midnight or something, whatever time it is there, so that they would be able to catch us, because they'll be asleep.
It is 12 hours ahead.
So it would be what, Tuesday?
So like
at 11 a.m. What time is it now? 12 hours ahead. 4 a.m.
So like Friday at 6 p.m. is Saturday at 6:15 p.m. or a.m. I mean,
yeah,
or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. And he said it's different with the time change. Is that for reals that the time change thing is passing?
Have y'all heard this?
Have y'all heard this? Is it for reals? Sister, can you confirm? Can you hear me?
I feel like she could hear us if we could hear her.
I don't know. She may have her earphones in.
So check it out. That would be. I don't think it's finalized either, right? It has to go to the House. It went through the Senate. I want to say. I want to say that it's halfway there. Y'all, listen, I'm not trying to be a hater or nothing, but Republicans are gonna fuck this up.
I can confirm the Senate passed the daylight savings. Biden just has to sign it.
So it's just now. So it's passed both.
Yeah.
Oh, it's passed both, and we're just waiting for Biden to sign it. Well, better happen soon before he forgets.
You guys are on delay. This is why.
Okay, thank you. She's gonna go back and hear herself in her headphones. She's gonna go back and be like, "You guys are on the delay. That's why." And we're cashed. Facts. It's true. They fuck everything up. For what? To disappoint the American people.
Just so you'd be like, oh, because we didn't want the Democrats to get what they wanted.
Somebody told me, did I tell y'all this? I did. I told you. We talked about this. So somebody told me that the reason Biden won't sign legislation to decriminalize cannabis is because the Republicans will be all down his back, and they're already all down his back over the crack pipe situation, and that the crack pipe thing is a talking point. But I was like, but it's not just a talking point; it's actually fucking happening. And also, they're gonna be down his back anyway. Who gives a shit?
I know. That's not stopping you. Like, seriously? They about down your back about everything.
Oh, poor thing. You're a fucking politician.
And it will pass because Marco Rubio is a Republican who wanted it to go through, so the Republicans are already on board.
Okay, well, as long as they pass it now and not in December, because I can't handle it in December. We got to pass it before the next one.
And Biden looks like he's just ready to fall right over.
I know, right? He looks like he's walking.
Somebody needs to help him out. He needs some Botox, some fillers.
He hasn't gotten his Botox lately since he's been president. He was getting it while he was on the campaign trail. You could see how shiny his forehead was.
Yeah, he was all sorts of shiny. Yeah, he was all sorts of glossy.
Lips up.
Listen, you guys, I get Botox because I got a filler like right here because I had this dent in my forehead, and in order to maintain my filler I have to get Botox, but usually my forehead's not super shiny or anything. So like before I got this done, I get it done at this place that I've been going to for a while, but this is like what she does like face aesthetic stuff. But before I went, my dentist was like, yo, do you want to get Botox? Y'all, his head looked like a plastic Barbie doll. No. I was like, I'll think about it. How much is it?
Dude, it's like I'm time traveling.
Oh, that's excellent.
He wanted to do it for my forehead. He wanted to do it for my dent because I was complaining about my dent, and I was like, whatever. I want to get I want to get Invisalign and teeth whitening. That's my next. I have you guys you wouldn't know it when I was driving at night, but I did I did get LASIK done several years ago. So my eyes are perfect. They're 20/20 vision. If I go to him right now, he's going to tell me I have 20/20 vision. So my next thing was like my teeth.
I know. I need.
And I am getting my forehead done already, y'all. So
I gotta get the little, I don't know, the little tape thingies or whatever those girls like do to fool people about their.
I've been watching those videos. They straight catfishing. Like
they
what?
are like. How
did you make your face look like that?
I mean, they literally like take off like half the whole fucking.
It's crazy. Or you see the ones where the girl has like some like tool. No offense, y'all. I'm not trying to be rude, but she got like tools in her mouth for teeth. And they're like sticking, and then she comes back like looking all perfect, like
right. I'm like, how did that happen? Like,
what happened to your teeth?
What kind of veneer did you put it? Like, did you put in like the fake wax teeth?
Where
like,
did your teeth go? Where did your teeth?
Oh, and you know, we are not the first ones to question these things, my friend. So we're not wrong.
We're not wrong. She said, so we're not wrong. Just know. That's true. We do have the benefit of, I can't finish that statement. We don't have healthcare necessarily, but we do have dental. I mean, there's dental options out here that you don't, I mean, yeah, they're very expensive.
Mm-hmm. But they are very important in terms of health. Like
why isn't dentistry a part of your healthcare? I think it should be because y'all, the wrong bacteria in your teeth could kill you. That's real life. So why isn't this part of my health insurance?
I know I have to pay extra, and then I had to wait a year. Actually, I think my year's up, and I can go like use my deductible up and get some things going.
That's right. I remember when that all started happening. It affects your whole entire body. Exactly.
Yes, it does. It does and can. And and that's the thing. They're like telling me I need a root canal, and I'm like, no. I've read so many bad things about root canals. I'm like, I have
a crown.
Like that too. Like I'll have to do the whole thing.
But I'm gonna tell y'all, if this thing falls out or anything happens to it, I'm just gonna be like, get rid of whatever the fuck's happening.
Oh, it's fine.
Oh, is it time?
Is she here?
Oh,
she messaged. Okay.
Yes. She messaged? Yes. It's not time. She's coming, I'm sure. She'll be here in a minute. So yeah, it affects your entire body. Like you could get really sick from having bad dental health. Put
the link there again.
Yeah. So I don't understand why it's not a part of your healthcare. And then also, like, I know we have specialty doctors, but I think that anything on your body that on or in your body that affects your health in any way should be a part of your. Can I put all the clothes in the dryer? Yes. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Girl, she knows for real. She just said, can I put all the clothes in the dryer? I was like, I don't give a shit what's in there either. Something might shrink. It might. I don't know. What's up? There she is. Let me tell you, because she already knows that, like, as soon as this show is over, I'm ready to, like, fold my clothes and go back to the hotel room. We've been having a day. We're going to bring you in. You ready? Yes? Yeah. I can't hear you, so I need a thumbs up if you're ready. I can't hear you yet. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm going to hear you in a second. All right, here we go. Here we go. We like this view better. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing very well. I'm so glad that we have an opportunity to do this.
Yeah, finally. I hope the rain isn't too loud. I couldn't get a good spot in the dispensary.
That's okay. We just left St. Louis yesterday, and got back here at 4 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it's been a day, but we got what we came for, and we spent some time out there, and got some business done. So we're super excited about that.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I tried to interview Ashley at the MoCan last year.
BizCon in August, I think, right?
BizCon in August, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was Missouri BizCon in August. We were invited out there, and I was interviewing different individuals out there that had businesses or nonprofits. And right as we started our interview, they cut our internet off.
Oh, that's right. I
was like, you couldn't let me get this one in.
They're like, no, you're done. Trade shows are,
they were like, get
like
out.
That. They're like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited that we finally got an opportunity, and we're still in March. So it's Women's Month. And with the exception of Wednesday, where we had a couple of guys kind of cameo in to the scene, we have had all women on the show this month to celebrate and honor women this month. So it's been great. So we're super glad to have you.
Well, thanks for allowing me.
Of course. So for those who don't know you, can you tell our audience a little bit about you and about Ayden's Alliance?
Sure. So my name is Ashley. My son's name is Ayden. He was born very prematurely, and most of his health issues are because of that or because of pharmaceuticals that we tried because of his seizures that he started having. So when he was 2, we started him on cannabis as medicine. And at that time, of course, we didn't have anything legal here. We had to travel out of state for it. It was very scary. But 7 years later, he's 9, and he's doing, a lot better than what all the doctors thought that he would. So
that's amazing. So what made you choose cannabis over other treatments for Ayden?
Truly, we were just out of options, and we started to research other things than pharmaceuticals. And one of his therapists at the time had seen a documentary, and the documentary was Charlotte. And she mentioned it to us, brought it up. She's like, I don't know what this is. It's some kind of oil. Maybe you can look into this. My mom had also seen that documentary about the same time. So I had several people telling me about it. And so that's what started us down that path.
I love that. It's like a little word of mouth. I'm so glad that documentary came out. It was definitely changed a lot of people's lives, and her whole story changed a lot of people's lives.
It just made it so, people were open to getting help. When I feel like so many parents feel that they've exhausted all aspects of the medical system and to get zero results, and to have an option that at least is giving something back. So
right.
And so in starting Ayden's Alliance, we wanted to bridge that gap where people were just kind of falling through the cracks as far as education. And, we know a lot of stories like ours of people trying it as a last resort. But we really wanted patients, all the way from babies to 100-year-olds to have this as a frontline treatment and not just a last resort. So
right. It should be the first resort, honestly.
Should be, preventative. We should be incorporating it into our everyday lives.
Especially for our babies, too. Like, you're giving these very harsh and strong, with known side effects. Like, the pharmaceuticals have these really harsh, known side effects, and then we're giving them to little baby developing bodies. And we know cannabis doesn't have that.
Yeah, a lot of times it's adult doses for, very small children, or very much experimental, so.
Right.
Yeah.
So with Ayden's Alliance, you guys do education, but do you also do resourcing as well? Is that correct? Like putting people in touch with who they need to be in touch with, and
Yeah, absolutely. So the main thing that we do right now is we help patients get their medical cards. So we have partnerships with a couple of doctors here and in Oklahoma that, as part of their sponsorship, they either make it low cost doctor fee or free doctor fee for the patients that we approve that are either have pediatric patients or low income, veterans, disabled. We kind of help across the board.
so that's awesome. Actually, I didn't realize that you were doing medical cards too. That's good information to have, because sometimes people ask us, and we have a few resources out in Missouri where people can go and connect. But it's good to know that we have yet another connection for that. That's awesome. So everybody here that's watching right now probably remembers the whole Spectrum debacle. Geez, ladies over there snoring like she didn't get sleep this week.
I know, she's sawing logs.
I had this whole situation with Spectrum where I spent hours and hours on the phone with them for various reasons to get things handled. It was very frustrating, but on one of the phone calls, I was actually talking about you and your organization, because the woman that I was talking to was out in Missouri, and she has a child. I believe, I want to say she said that her youngest has severe autism. She had a couple of people in her life that she was discussing, the different illnesses or symptoms that they were experiencing. And she had mentioned the children, and I was like, you know what? I think you should reach out to this organization, because I felt like you would know how to point them in the right direction for education and for resources that they might be looking for when it comes to children and pediatrics. And that's not something that we necessarily specialize in, if you will. When we talk about education, we talk about it kind of on a broad spectrum. But to be honest, like, neither one of us have children. We have children in our lives, but neither one of us have children. So when we focus education, we kind of focus it in a broad way instead of focusing it pediatric. But we need people out there who understand how to effectively treat the symptoms that come with some pediatric illnesses and some special needs illnesses that children have.
Right. Yeah. And another thing is, a lot of times these kiddos are already on a lot of pharmaceuticals, and cannabis can very much interact with those. Some of them, it could increase the level in their body, or it could decrease it. So we don't want to affect, anything that they're already on, but we also want the cannabis to be able to do its thing too. So knowing when to utilize it and when not to is very important.
Right. And dosing is super important as well for the little ones. You can't just assume that you're going to go straight into these larger doses.
Right.
It's not just, we say that a lot here on the show, just in general, that we don't want to start at these larger doses. We always want to start low and go slow and build up our tolerance, so that we can potentially take more as necessary medicinally. But when we talk about, cannabis, it doesn't really have necessarily side effects that would be like detrimental or harmful, physically speaking. But when we're having a conversation about children, we have to also talk about cognitively. Adults kind of know what we're getting. Even adults that know what they're getting themselves into, though.
I know.
Freak out.
I was gonna say, don't.
So then to put a child in that situation could be really traumatic. So when you do connect with your clientele, do you work? I know you work with a lot of different people in the community, but I know that also when we originally talked, Ayden's Alliance kind of focuses on children with special needs. So do you, when I guess you connect them with doctors that also understand these special needs and then also work in cannabis. Is that?
Yeah, so thankfully the two main clinics that we work with, those doctors have gone, over and beyond to further their education in the cannabis realm.
Yeah.
So it's not just, and pediatricians and a lot of their family practice doctors, they won't write the recommendation for a card in because they don't know anything about it. And so it was funny, a couple of years into Ayden's cannabis journey, his pediatric neurologist started getting more questions from other parents because just word of mouth brings, CBD and THC and all the questions that those parents were having. He said, I don't know anything about it, but I know somebody who does. And he would give them my phone number.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of it is just case by case, because what is going to work and help for autism is not the same thing that's going to help epilepsy. So
really glad you said that.
Yeah, and different spectrum, are going to be treated differently as well. So I feel.
Can we talk about? Go ahead. I'll ask.
Different types of seizures are caused by different things. So Ayden has, a traumatic brain injury from being born really early, and then he got a medication overdose in the NICU that just exacerbated that. But other brain injuries in other parts of the brain even respond to different cannabinoids, better or worse. So there are some kiddos that do horrible with just CBD and they need just THC, and vice versa. So
you're kind of answering that was my next question, is because a lot of people get that, they're like, my child has autism or various illnesses, childhood illnesses that could remain in childhood or also follow us into adulthood. But when we talk about children, a lot of people are like CBD, CBD, CBD. And we kind of try to talk about, like a full spectrum of cannabis, because not like you said, not everybody responds just to CBD, right? And even when we talk about, let's take autism for example, but even when we talk about autism, some children are going to respond better to more CBD, and others are going to respond better to less CBD and maybe more of other cannabinoids, including THC. So can we talk about how you kind of have that conversation with parents? And
so usually we do tell parents, CBD is a great place to start because it's not going to have the intoxicating effects that THC does. I don't like to use non-psychoactive when we talk about CBD because I don't think that that's accurate. It's still working in your brain, in those various parts of your brain, but it's not intoxicating like THC. So I just tell parents, CBD is a great place to start, but there is a good chance we're going to need to add in something else. So if it's a really severe case, this small child is already having a lot of seizures, they've already been through a lot, then I will usually suggest a 1-to-1 ratio, just because more than likely they're going to need something more than just CBD. And I can say that with just, our personal trial and error with Ayden as well.
So can you talk about your personal experience with Ayden and how you got to where you're at now, which I'm gonna guess is somewhere in optimal dosage area. So you've probably got it on lock now because you understand how it's working for him.
Yeah. So we started out with just CBD. Charlotte's Web is what we started out with, but it was before they could ship it. And so it was back when you had to get on a waiting list. And then you had to wait for your email that your turn on the list was up, and you would have to drive there to get it. So when we did that for his first bottle of Charlotte's Web, we met parents that had flown in from Canada, just all over because they weren't able to ship it yet. So that's what we started Ayden with, and we've seen fantastic results. And that's what we stuck with for a while. Obviously, nothing else was legal here until we got that passed. And so that's why we decided to, work with the campaign to get it passed so that we could stay here, because we were going to move to Colorado was the plan. So, my husband is a nurse, and he's gone on to, specialize in cannabis as well. And he had already gotten a job in Colorado. Like, we were, in that process.
Right.
And then we were finally able to pass it here. So once we started adding in the THC for pain, he would go from, crying all night in pain because of his muscle spasms to being happy and smiling and functioning. So
beautiful.
Yeah.
Man, I bet that's amazing just to see your child being able to function.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a little dance for us because it's 4:20 on the West Coast. That's why you keep saying East Coast, because you have it in there.
Wrong. I know.
It's 4:20 on the West Coast. Everybody smoke them if you got it. Well, you can see we've hotboxed this little camper, so we're already pretty nice and toasty over here. Here's the lighter. You go first. I think that's pretty. So when you started adding THC in, where did you start with that? And did you just use like a regular tincture oil, or have you used or been using any type of RSO type of oil extraction?
So we've tried just about everything with Ayden. Currently, what really works really well for him if he does have a seizure is a THC nasal spray.
Uh-huh.
And it will stop the seizure almost instantly. It takes about 2 seconds.
God, and the way we've advanced, right?
And it stops the seizure. So that's one of the great things that is helping him right now. But we've tried, he gets massages with pain cream that I make. I like to make medicine. It's just fun. And so we make salves and we make tinctures. Well, I call them tinctures, but they're oil based because for the kilos. What really is helpful for him is just switching up the strains. And if you think about it, adults, we're the same way too. We don't just consume one strain 24/7 generally. So whenever we make his medicine, I do a couple different strains at a time, and then the next time I'll take one of those strains out and put a different strain in.
Nice.
So
okay.
Keep it on the rotation.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So if somebody do they have to live in Missouri? You have a clinic in Oklahoma, but do they have to live in Missouri or Oklahoma to reach out, or do you only work with families in those areas? Or
so currently we have doctors in Missouri and Oklahoma, and we're working on Arkansas and Illinois. We're working on branching out as long as we can find doctors or clinics to work with us, because that seems to be the biggest hurdle, is just actually getting, patients their cards, especially kids.
Yeah.
So a lot of states require 2 doctors' signatures. Thankfully, thankfully Missouri does not, and so that's great that they can just see one doctor.
Yeah, that's nice. The whole signing off from 2 doctors is a little. It's like
she works in the clinic field, so this is what she does too. So she's like, oh my God, I would love that.
Yeah. And when you make medicine, if anybody that's made oil, it takes a lot of material to do that, especially RSO. So we help patients if they need an increased allotment. We help them get that as well. Missouri, you can't get an increased plant count if you do home cultivation, but you can get an increased allotment to purchase.
Okay.
Or have on your person.
Okay.
Right. So that's where they're shifting all of our regulations to some, where it's like, okay, now we have separate paperwork for growing and separate paperwork for increased pickup, and it's like, what is your medical card good for now? Like, we have our medical, it's like they used to be able to carry one card and prove everything, and now it's like, now you have to carry a card and a piece of paper and another piece of paper,
and they won't always honor it either. Like, so there's some dispensaries that will only give you what the regulated amount.
Like, they're just gonna, they don't even want to deal with increased amounts, so they're not even gonna deal with it. So they're just gonna do standards, and our standards are generous. If you're if you budget properly, if you know exactly what you need, you have to put all these parameters on yourself. When they're like, you can only shop like this.
Yeah.
It's like patients have to be able to stock up. Oh, well, you don't have money to stock up, so how are you going to stock up? It's like, but I can't get into town enough to, we live in really the mountains, and so 40 minutes to your dispensary.
Well, they run on you guys run. I mean, you got some dispensaries out there now, but most of you guys have been running on caregiver steam.
Yeah, for the first year of our program, it was caregiver. Thankfully, we have dispensaries now, and I've really enjoyed being in the dispensary setting, helping patients. So my husband and I were part owners of a couple of dispensaries.
Nice.
Here in
Congrats. Yeah.
Yeah. Licenses are few and far between out there. So congratulations on snagging or getting in on a couple of those.
Yeah, they are. We're very thankful that we're able to do what we're doing. And, I'm thankful that I can come in and say, look, this is, we need to give these patients these discounts, or I just like having the ability to help people in all different avenues. So.
Yeah. So you said that you were involved in helping with the medicinal legalization, or you were involved in a group that was helping with that. Can you talk about how you kind of got involved in that? A lot of our listeners, we are always trying to tell everybody that you have to be there, you have to be in the room, you have to show up, or we're not going to be able to change the laws, right? So can you talk a little bit about that? Because that's really important piece.
Yeah, so whenever we started, giving Ayden the CBD and the cannabis as medicine, we had a friend invite us to a normal meeting. And so Ayden and I went to that normal meeting, and they were, still in the draft phase of the initiative that eventually got passed. And so that's how we got involved doing that. So the first time, one normal meeting. The first initiative unfortunately didn't pass. And then, we tried again, and we were thankfully successful. But I had Ayden's little sister in that time. So I was huge, 9 months pregnant, pounding the pavement, collecting signatures.
Yeah, because women rock, because we're amazing. Beasts, that's what we are. So in that same vein, what is Missouri looking like? I know there's a lot of arguments about a couple of different proposals for adult use out there. Do you have any feelings on those bills? I know a lot of people. I know I'm catch. That's a little. I know I still got you questions. I'm not trying to catch you off guard. Not a lot of people know a whole lot about the bills. We're just trying to get a little bit more information ourselves. So we just try to see if anybody knows anything about those and what's going on.
Yeah. What they should look for, what they should support, not support.
Yeah. There's obviously always going to be things that are not great in any initiative or any legislation. I truly want what's best for the patient. Legal 22 seems to be has the most support, and it's a lot of people say that it's more for businesses, and obviously, my family has businesses now that would very much benefit from legal 22, but I don't want the patients to, be the ones that take the hit.
Right.
So fair access is the other initiative that is probably more patient friendly. I told all of them in the beginning, whenever they first started talking about recreational, which was 2 months after we passed medical.
Yeah, they were like, let's get the money.
Said I cannot commit to anything, guys. I gave up a lot of family time to get medical passed, and
Right.
so that I wasn't going to be, actively out there promoting one or the other.
That's
so
fair.
I truly want what's best for the patient, and I'm afraid if we pass recreational in any form right now that the patients are going to suffer.
Well,
And-
yeah, I keep repeating this. One of the towns that I have a clinic in, they actually wrote it into their specific town, their county regulations and whatnot, that the medical license, when adult use was brought in, they said if you are going to have an adult use license, then you must hold a medical license as well. And operate a medical facility. And I think that is so smart, that to protect our patients in a way where we are protecting our dispensaries, our small business owners, regardless of whether you have multiple stores or you're still small business, you're still doing your thing, not these big, huge corporations with a shit ton of money behind them.
And we see too, this is what's happening. And I'll say, I will take some of the blame for this too, because I also have not been in the rooms, but what's happening in Colorado now to our medical program is they're making these laws that it's making it harder to access. So things like the doctor can put a limit on the percentage that you can purchase as far as your cannabinoid percentages.
How the concentrates are
your concentrate limits are changed in there. And then they have the 18 to 20-year-olds can't even, they have to see still 2 doctors at 18 to 20. So like adults, not adults, and they can get 2 grams versus 8 grams of concentrate. So when we think about, 8 grams sounds like a lot. I know everybody's like, what, 8 grams? Crazy. But honestly, there shouldn't be a limit on those types of things. The reason being is because people who have severe illnesses need more than 8 grams of concentrate to either use as it is or to use in potentially creating edibles or some other form of medicating. They need stronger concentration. When we talk about RSO, you need more than 8 grams of that. You have to be able to purchase that in larger amounts, right? Yeah. And so that's why we complain about it. And if you're 18 to 20, you are not exempt from getting things like cancer, for example, which is, something that you would need to medicate at higher doses for.
Yep.
Yeah. And after 12 years of not having to have
12 years,
2 physicians to now all of a sudden, this specific age group having to have 2 practitioners sign off on, and they, though they did make that renewing patients that have been approved before January 1st of 22. They do not have to do it. It is new patients moving forward. It's not renewing, but still, it puts it. It's another hurdle for patients to have to jump over when you can just go buy adult use, pay more, get less,
pay more
taxes, get less product.
That's what they're doing. They're forcing
increase
people
our
into
packaging.
Because nobody's limiting you on your percentages on that. They're just limiting you on what you can buy per day, but.
And they're not tracking, you're tracking everything for the patients now, but nothing for the adult use. But, still having to track, like if you meet your limits on the medical side, you cannot, they will track and they can tell you on the adult use side that you've picked up your limit for the day. And, there used to be these little, whatever workarounds.
And not for nothing, but these new laws, you guys, are being passed by a pro-cannabis governor.
It's pro cannabis, big cannabis. It's pro taxes. It's pro, it's not pro patient.
It's not pro patient.
It's pro money. And so,
that's my fear with passing any recreational measure right now, is that our prices are finally almost affordable.
And you saw the shift not having enough product, or all of a sudden, it's just
because all the product goes into the moneymaker, right? Which is your adult use program, because anybody can buy there, but you have to be specifically allowed to buy at the other side. Plus, there's no taxes. So the moneymaker is going to get all of the medicine that we need. And like, for anybody that thinks it's different, I know most of you watch pretty regularly here, and no, it's not. There's no difference, but there's no difference, you guys. The seeds are the same. The plants are the same. They're treated the same in the facility. They're fed the same. They're flushed the same. They're cropped the same. They're they're harvested the same. They're cured the same. It's not, they're the same. They're the same. So just because they put a label on it and saying, say pay extra taxes on it, doesn't mean it's any different from what you're getting in the medicinal market. And we need that medicine and so, there's so many problems with it, but see, they're not just in Missouri. They're not just in Colorado, ladies and gentlemen. And you do have to be there. You got to show up, because if you don't show up, then you don't get it. They didn't pass the first time. They had to go through again. And maybe that's like a silver lining, because a lot of times the first time they try to shove stuff in there that doesn't even make sense about it, right? And so it wouldn't be helpful for the patient to begin with. So, maybe a second round or relook at it is what most of us need when we're passing these laws. But honestly, I just feel like if everybody just could get safe access across the nation, that's the goal. That's the goal.
Yep, absolutely. 100%.
Safe access. Well, I know that you have work to do in the dispensary tonight. So we won't take up any more of your time, but I do want to know, where can our audience find you if they've got questions? I know a couple of our audience members do have children with special needs or that are on a spectrum and have questions that, we can give kind of a broad spectrum answers to as far as our cannabis knowledge is concerned. But being that you work more in pediatrics, they might get a more accurate answer from someone like you. Where could they reach you?
So we're on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook mostly more active than Instagram, but our website is aydensalliance.org, and it's AYDEN. I had to spell it weird.
I'm putting it in the comments, you guys. .org. So if you want to reach out to Ashley, learn more, definitely check out her website first. Read up on her website. She's got a lot of information on there. And if you have any questions, I'm sure she would be happy to engage with you because this is her passion. Absolutely. I've seen you hard at work, and I love what you're doing out there. And thank you for what you do. Thank you to your husband for being in the medical field and taking the time to learn about this plant. We need more people in the medical field knowing what this plant can do for their patients
and sharing information with their colleagues.
One patient at a time, and just sometimes slow and steady wins the race.
Mm-hmm. And be willing to have the conversation, you guys. Have the conversation. If not for having the conversation with her doctor, her son's doctor, then that conversation wouldn't have gone into other patient conversations as well. They weren't necessarily talking about her and her son, but they were talking about the potential of cannabis because somebody else brought it up. And that is what's necessary. If we are talking to our doctors about it and other people are also talking to their doctor about it, and that's when they're going to start paying attention and go, oh, we need to know about this.
Right. And now some of those moms are on our Ayden's Alliance board. We all women. That's one thing that I wanted. And so we're all special needs moms, and
I love that. So if you are interested in learning more, check out aydensalliance.org. Reach out to Ashley. She is on Facebook, super knowledgeable. And we just introduced you to an amazing person. You're welcome. So Thank you for coming on the show. Our listeners are loving the information that you brought through, and we really appreciate you taking time out of your day.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks. We'll see you maybe next time we're out there. We'll grab a bite to eat together. Get some time.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to give you tours of the dispensaries and
love to see them.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
All right, see you next time.
Ladies. Bye.
Bye. Yay, that was an amazing interview.
That was great.
We really enjoy her. She's such a great human being too, just in general.
Great proponent in the industry. We need more everywhere like her. Everyone that's listening, we need more people like you. So
we need you out there. We need you soldiers.
Making this a regular conversation, making it where we're not profiled when we walk into a hotel. Because
wearing pants. We didn't
because of wearing a botanical leaf on our clothing or whatnot. So
whatever, we're rich.
I mean, if I have a big sunflower on my chest, are you mad at me? No.
Are you gonna be mad at me for supporting?
If I'm
Ukraine?
wearing embroidered rose pants, or embroidered jeans from the 90s or 2020s.
Yeah, you guys don't judge a book by its cover. You never know. You never know. Listen, it don't even make no sense. It don't even make.
We are
sense.
not crazy. If we were crazy, there would be a few less hotels in Missouri.
He said you're crazy. We didn't even damage any property.
We didn't damage property.
Y'all know I hit on that cop though. That I was like, "Yo, if you want to pull me over later, you can."
Just not when we're.
Just not when I smell like this. I haven't been able to take a shower. It was a crazy day. No, we had a good time in Missouri though. I will tell you guys. Excuse me. I'll tell you guys. There's something in the full moon though. Our friend got kicked out of the mall for browsing while black.
For browsing while black.
That's true. That's true.
Party like some rock stars coming in at 4 a.m.
At 4 a.m. like on a party bus. We came in like exhausted. There was no party when we pulled in at 4 a.m. Yeah, so our friend went to the mall. They were going to see Hassan Minaj for he had a comedy show or whatever. And so they were going to get outfits, and she was just kind of browsing, around. She was with her friend. She didn't need to buy anything. And also she has the money to buy several things in that store. She don't need to steal nothing. But then they started kind of fucking with her. And then they got in a whole thing because she is not one to back down at all. And so, yeah, they even said that she wasn't in the wrong, but because she had caused a kerfuffle, the woman pushed her out of the store. The woman put her hands on our friend who had not done anything to deserve that
she
treatment.
Said you're browsing, not shopping.
Like, what is the rule? When was that a rule? When did we establish that rule? That you can't go into a store and browse. Maybe browsing turns into shopping, but not anymore. So,
and not if you're with your friend who's at the other end of the store doing the same thing.
It took for we're telling this story secondhand, of course,
and
so we don't have
we're not
all of the super details, but it took for her friend, who was a white woman, to say something to the police before the police calmed down about it. The police were called, security was called, the police were called on her. She had not stolen anything, she had not done anything wrong. And it took the cops talking to her white woman friend, for them to stop being accusatory and realize that she was the victim, and they still kicked her out of the mall. They acknowledged that she was the victim, and they still kicked her out of the mall. When in reality, the shop owner should have been arrested for harassment. She should have been arrested for physical assault. I'm sorry, assault. Yes, she should have been arrested for assault. I'm sorry, my brain's not working. She should have been arrested for assault. You don't put your hands on nobody. Fuck you doing? Who the fuck do you think you are? So
And they pretty much insinuated that she was going to start something, and that's what they were waiting for her to
they had
do.
also said that a woman of color they didn't say it like that. I said it like that. But they said they had insinuated that a woman of color had stolen from them earlier that week, when in fact the person who had stolen from them was a white woman. So if that's not just blatant racism, I just don't even know. And then we actually went to that mall. We didn't know that incident had happened, and because we would have never spent our money in that mall for trust. We would have never spent our money in that mall if we had known that had happened to her. We didn't know that incident had happened. We went to the mall. We had this really pleasant experience. We met shop owners. We got business cards. Like, it was super pleasant.
We handed out podcast flyers.
We did.
Like, so yeah, found a create your
that's the
own-
mall that double charged us. I got to call the Zoomies because they double charged us for some bags that we got.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They were like, it didn't go through. And then I was like, I bet it went through. I didn't say it out loud, but I was thinking it. And then you showed me that receipt today, and I was like, I fucking knew that was gonna happen.
Chicken fuckers.
Yeah, chicken fuckers for sure.
Pretty much.
So you guys,
we're tired.
We're exhausted.
It's not a long show.
It isn't.
If you need more of us, you can go to our previous recordings.
You can.
You can find those.
You can cash at me. $ Canna Queen. Did you know $ Canna Queen DGO? Did you know that 2 men on my feed are posting this bullshit about if you put your Cash App on a post for your birthday, that's like top tier begging. How about you top tier fuck off? How about that? Ain't nobody give a shit. Some people put their Cash App in their fucking posts because some people ask me to put my fucking Cash App in my posts so that y'all could send me a gift. So how about top tier fuck off?
Yeah, there's all different. There's different people.
Don't hate because if you put your Cash App out there, nobody will put money in it. Don't be a hater because nobody loves you like that. That's hate. That's pure hate.
If anyone wants to put their Cash App out there, that's fine. If you want to donate to somebody's Cash App just because you want to,
you can donate to ours.
You can donate to ours.
We also have a Venmo. What's our Venmo, Walters?
Isn't it your full name?
No, it's Queen Kitty LLP. It is my full name too, but it's Queen Kitty LLP, I think, or something like that. Listen, y'all can donate to our cause. We got a lot of traveling to do, and a lot of things to accomplish.
And we want to go ahead and put our second round of drink order in.
We do.
We've got us 2 flavors that we want to bring in. We're ready for design changes.
I tell you what, we won't do a GoFundMe, but we could discuss some tier level. Can I get some free cans out of this deal for investing? Yeah, maybe. It's Queen Kitty LLP. $? Is that a Cash App situation? Anyways, you can find us and you can give us money. If you want to.
Yeah, we want to get some merch going.
Soon.
We want to start shipping these. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Like, it's been a journey.
This is the plain flavor. Excuse me for my camera angles. Queen, excuse me for the lighting too. Here, look. Bam. There it is. Queen Kitty. There it is. It's, the lighting's weird. But it's the best. This is the best. There's some little information right there. So we have a Cash App, Queen Kitty LLP. So $ Queen Kitty LLP. And also Queen Kitty LLP is our Venmo if you guys want to send us money. Yeah, you got to try these seltzers. We have all 3 flavors. We have plain, we have bubblegum, and we have lemon available. You can reach out to us, queenkittyllp@gmail.com, If you want to put in an order, they are $5 a can. They are $5 a can. What's up, Libby? And if you have anybody nearby that would be interested in wholesaling, then we would be more than happy to connect with them and talk about getting Queen Kitty into their business and onto their shelves. So we do have wholesale pricing as well. And that's it. You guys, you got to be nice to yourself. Take care of yourself and put your mask on before assisting others.
Yes. Cultivate love. Bring it to you.
And stay lifted, everybody.
Stay
lifted. We are way lifted up in the air.
We're beyond lifted. We're on cloud nine. We're ready to
Cloud
go.
9.
Like, so.
It's a beautiful thing. We are going to take
LLP at Gmail.
At gmail.com. I don't think they'll let you put it in because it's Twitch or something.
Yeah.
So you have to put like,
spaces and funkies
garbage.
And, yeah.
But don't worry about it. Yeah, it's queenkittyllp at gmail.com is where you can reach out to us. Some of you are already a part of our Discord. If you're not a part of our Discord, definitely join there. You can reach out to us there on Discord as well. And then what else? We love you guys. And we're going to take Wednesday off. So we'll see you back here on Monday. On Monday, we're going to have special guest. What's the guest?
Oh,
Hava Garden.
Hava Gardens.
Hava Gardens.
Female-owned, operated company, MIP, in Colorado. They do live soil. We're going to sit down with one of their cultivation managers and their end of, like the second, like the last half. So for the harvest manager, I guess is where she's at. Maybe get some sound bites from their CEO. We'll see.
Yeah, it's Queen Kitty LLP is everything. So Queen Kitty LLP at Gmail, $ Queen Kitty LLP for Cash App, and Queen Kitty LLP for Venmo also. And if you can't remember that, go to solo.to/Queen Kitty Seltzer. So I'll put that in here. Try to do something nice for someone this week. If you want to do something nice for us, it could be us.
Yeah, you never know who's listening when you send out a little compliment or
Queen
good vibe
Kitty
or
Seltzer is where you can find all of our links. You can absolutely save the cans if you want to, and if you would like for us to sign them, just let us know. We will sign. What happened? We will sign I don't know what's happening. I clicked a button. A 4-pack for you. If you order a 4-pack, we'll sign them for you. If you ask us to. So right now that's no extra charge. That could change in the future though. So get yours now.
Go check out our adventures on Instagram and TikTok. We've been posting there. We've been good. We've got lots more content to bring to you. Is that our that's proper grammar? But
we got lots of content.
We got lots of content.
We've been working, y'all.
Let us know if there's other content.
Thank you. That is the greatest compliment anybody could ever pay. Me, anyway. I don't know about her, but that for me, if you tell me I'm funny, that's like, look, one day we're all going to be ugly. Not me, but most of us. And what else we got left but our humor? So if I'm funny, I'm funny. I'm always going to be funny. Anyway, you guys, we're going to get out of here and go take care of ourselves this evening. We will see you back here on Monday, the 28th at 4:20 Mountain Standard Time with Hava Gardens, women-owned facilities. Super fucking excited about this. We're wrapping up Women's History Month with some great guests, and we can't wait to see you guys. Thanks for letting us have a day off, and we'll see you very soon. We love you guys.
Love you.
Stay lifted, babies.